Hi, welcome back. I'm Ross and I'm here with another recording for you today. At this time, well, again, it's on Cor Anglais, but before we get started on that, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the main differences between oboe and Cor Anglais, especially for those who might be new to this type of music. So I have both instruments with me here. I've got my oboe here. You can see it's quite small for a woodwind instrument. It's black wooden, a bit like a clarinet, okay, and silver keys. The main difference between this and most wood instruments is the reed. So you can see it's a double reed, so it's reed on both sides and it's bound together with string onto the staple and then put into the instrument. And then you blow through the reed and they sort of vibrate and that creates the sound. The Cor Anglais is very similar, but it's quite a bit bigger. Okay, so the Cor Anglais, very similar. It's got a bell-shaped end. Okay, the reed is pretty much the same, a little bit wider, slightly different length. Okay, and it's also, instead of the staple going straight into the instrument, you have this crook here, which the reed then slots onto. So the Cor Anglais is a lot bigger, which means it's a lot heavier as well. So some people do have a strap which they attach to make it a little bit easier to hold. Because the Cor Anglais is bigger than the oboe, it has a lower pitch. So oboe is in the key of C, which is concert pitch, and the Cor Anglais is a fifth lower in the key of F. So when you've got orchestral works, the Cor Anglais and oboe will be written in different key signatures. So the piece I've recorded for you today is the Cor Anglais solo from Manuel De Falla, who's a Spanish composer, and his ballet, The Three-Cornered Hat. He composed this ballet in the 1910s, finished in 1919, premiered in London. And it was originally, when he composed it, was originally only meant to be a two-scene ballet for a chamber orchestra. But some of his contemporaries, I think the person who was to choreograph the ballet, persuaded him to expand it to a full-length ballet in 2 acts and to orchestrate it for a full symphony orchestra as well, which is what the end result was. So the solo itself is in the second act, near the beginning of the Miller's Dance, and it's a very cadenza-like solo. There's no orchestration underneath. It's purely just the Cor Anglais, and it's almost a way of showing off. What makes this solo particularly difficult isn't necessarily the fingerwork, it's the range. So it's the lower range of the Cor Anglais. And the lower range of the Cor Anglais, especially for beginner players, can be very easy to split, so you get the upper octave instead. So what helps get the lower notes of the instrument is adjusting your embouchure slightly. So the embouchure is what you do with your mouth. So you want to lower your jaw and just prepare your embouchure before you hit the note so that it doesn't split to the upper octave. So that's an example of what happens if you don't prepare enough. And you can hear it hit the upper octave first before it managed to get the lower octave. And what you want to try and do is get your embouchure right before you start playing so that you can hit the note straight away. Anyway, I think that's enough of me talking about the solo. I think I'll let you have a listen to my playing.